know what's next. Wait, there's one more in my pocket. You know, flower power feels great just about any time. Hi, I'm Beth Reese. I'm the founder of Yogiños Yoga for Youth, the host of the Oh Amazing Way podcast, and the creator of Flower Power by 5. Now, today I want to share with you 3 tips on how to integrate flower power into your daily life, how to share it with your kids, your students, your colleagues. All right, the first thing you want to do is you want to teach them flower power. And think about teaching them in a way that will be fun and engaging for them, preferably in a very neutral moment. We have these, we have these things called feeling tones: pleasant, unpleasant, neutral. Consider teaching someone when they seem to be experiencing life that occurs to them as pleasant or neutral. So in other words, don't wait till they're already like freaking out to teach them flower power. Not a good idea. All right, so you teach someone when it's available to them to receive the teaching. 2, you want to practice. You want to practice, and you also want to practice what I would call under different circumstances. Now remember, think about tennis player Serena Williams, right? She's out there, she's learning forehands and backhands. And she's learning them on this side of the court and that side of the court, with the ball up here, with the ball down there, coming at her from different speeds. So consider setting up scenarios with your children, your students, your colleagues, where they can practice flower power under different scenarios. You can also do this by role playing. Well, let me say this, different scenarios. So if you're a parent, you might say, let's do flower power as we get up in the morning. Or you might want to do flower power as a way to take a moment and have gratitude before a meal. You might be on a walk. Maybe you see a flower and you go over to it and you're like, what can we do right now? Flower power. So really bring it into people's lives so they build that muscle memory in the context of it being positive. Now you can also tie in role playing, which could look something like this. Okay, you guys, show me your angry face. And you get everybody to scrunch their face, and it's really fun, and scrunching your face is kind of like yoga for your face anyway. So you scrunch it up and then you do your flower power. And then magically, where did the angry face go? So consider that you can role play how you can feel angry. It's totally okay how you feel. Feelings aren't right or wrong, they just are. And then you can do flower power as a way to feel your best. Consider that if a child or a friend maybe is having this amazing day and they're so excited, they're like climbing the walls. Like, it's great to feel that way too. And it's important to learn how to curate your response, your behaviors, so that you can feel your best, right? So if you have that super high energy, you might do a flower power breath just to like help yourself slow down a bit. Again, nothing wrong with being angry, nothing wrong with being like bouncing off the wall excited, and we want to learn how to manage and self-regulate, be able to have the tools to do it ourselves, right? Have the tools to do that. Okay, so tip number 1 is teach when it feels positive to the teacher and the person receiving it. Teaching tip number 2 is practice under different circumstances. On a walk, in the car, at dinner, role play when you're upset or angry. A third tip is to create, and behind me is my personal peace place. This is where I come, I take a break, I do some breaths. I also do my sitting mindful meditation here. You can create a space like that in your kid's room, in the living room, in your classroom. And maybe it's as simple as a small table with a flower. That even just seeing it there can help people when they walk by, remind them to do flower power breath. So as you practice and build that like flower power muscle memory, people are going to be more able to use it on the court of real life, right? Going back to the example of Serena Williams. So she's practicing, right? That forehand, that backhand, the ball comes a bit this fast, the ball comes that slow. You know, she's moving, she's grooving, she's getting it done. And then she gets on the game of, you know, on the court when the game is on, right? And then it's game on. So then you can be out in your daily life, and maybe you're at the grocery store and something comes up and you as the parent are noticing that you feel frustrated. You can narrate that for your child and then practice your flower power right there. So modeling it for your child. Another way that you can practice flower power on the court of real life is to know that as the parent, if your child is having that temper tantrum and maybe they don't have the muscle memory quite yet to drop into mindful breathing, you as the parent can say, you know, make it safe for them. Like, I see that you're frustrated. You know, what can I do to support you? Maybe they continue to kick and scream, and that's self-regulation for their body that they know what to do. You might say, you know what? I'm watching this happening and I'm noticing that I'm feeling frustration in my body, and I can do flower power and that'll help me feel better. So as a parent, considering that one of the ways, and teacher, that we take flower power on the court is we narrate out loud what our experience is in our body, and that we're going to do flower power to help ourselves feel better, to self-regulate our emotions and our energy level. All right. Thanks for joining me today. Coming up soon, we're going to have videos where we talk with a dad about how he can bring flower power into the lives with his kids, and head of a school who's going to share with us bringing flower power breath to her teachers and how she coaches them to teach it. In addition, flower power by 5. We can think about that in terms of teaching kids by the time they're 5, right? And that's part of my mission with you. We're going to have every kid on the planet doing flower power by the time they're 5. But what do the other things that the number 5 could stand for? Stay with me and find out. These resources and more coming up. Thanks for joining Flower Power by 5. See you soon.